Doing a literature review used to mean locking yourself in your room with 30 tabs open and a highlighter already dying. You'd spend hours skimming through dense PDFs, searching for key findings, and double-checking citations that never seemed to format correctly. But now, AI tools like SciSpace claim they can take all that stress away. But the real question is, does it work? Is SciSpace actually useful for serious academic work, or is it just another fancy chatbot pretending to be helpful? Let's dive in and find out using real research examples, real questions, and no fluff. SciSpace is a browser-based research assistant that's built specifically for reading and understanding academic papers. You can search for journal articles directly inside the platform or upload your own PDF if you already have one saved. The moment your paper is loaded, SciSpace activates a built-in chatbot that lets you ask anything from "what's the main point" to "can you explain this figure?" What makes it different from ChatGPT or other general AI tools is that it doesn't just invent answers. Every single answer it gives is connected to an actual part of the paper with a highlighted paragraph or sentence showing where that answer came from. That means it's grounded, traceable, and easy to double-check. It basically turns dense academic reading into a dialogue, and for anyone doing a thesis or review paper, that's a game changer. To test how well SciSpace actually works, I tried searching for a popular research topic, machine learning in healthcare. It's a broad subject, but there are thousands of papers available, which means it's a perfect test for filtering and summarizing. After typing that into the search bar, SciSpace gave me a clean list of recent academic papers, each one with a title, author list, date, and a short summary right underneath. Instead of opening dozens of tabs like you would in Google Scholar, you can just read those mini summaries and choose the ones that sound most relevant. SciSpace will immediately give you a grounded answer. The best part is that it highlighted the paragraph from the actual paper so you could verify the answer yourself. Let's talk about the key features that make SciSpace genuinely useful for research. First, you can ask any question about the paper, and it will always highlight the section it pulled the answer from. Second, you can search for academic papers right inside the tool and apply filters by subject, year, or source. Every result includes a short TL or DR summary, which is perfect for quick skimming. Third, when you upload your own PDF, the chatbot adapts to that document instantly, like it's your personal academic assistant. Fourth, it allows you to highlight text and take notes, which get saved automatically under that paper. That means if you're studying for an exam or building a lit review, all your questions and highlights are saved in one place. You can also export citations in multiple formats, and they're also properly formatted. One underrated feature is that it stores your full question history for each paper. So if you want to revisit a previous conversation or build a summary out of your questions, it's all there, nothing gets lost. The whole interface is clean, easy to use, and doesn't distract you with unnecessary features. Now let's be real. It's great, but it's not perfect. What it does well is save you time and reduce confusion. It helps you read smarter, not harder. It's great for students, researchers, professors, or anyone who regularly works with scientific material. But there are limitations. If you're on the free version, there's a daily limit to how many questions you can ask. It also doesn't summarize multiple papers at once, so if you're writing a literature review, you still need to connect the dots yourself. It doesn't correct bad research. If the paper is vague or misleading, SciSpace can't improve that. And of course, it doesn't replace your own critical thinking. You still need to interpret, compare, and decide what matters most. This tool just helps you get there faster. If you're an undergrad juggling deadlines, a grad student building a thesis, or a researcher preparing a journal article, this is for you. If you struggle with academic English or find scientific writing overwhelming, this tool translates complex content into something digestible. If you're a content creator or educator who covers science topics, it helps you explain things accurately without spending hours decoding them. Even high school students doing advanced science projects could benefit from this. It won't do your work for you, but it absolutely removes the barriers that slow you down. It helps you stay focused, keeps everything organized, and makes the learning part feel way less painful. Here's how you can get the absolute most out of SciSpace, especially if you're using it for academic writing, a thesis development, or long-term research projects. First, always start with a plan. Before you even open SciSpace, write down your key research questions. Think of the core ideas you're trying to answer in your paper. Having those in front of you will help you phrase your questions better inside the chatbot, and you'll get more precise, relevant answers. Don't go in blindly and expect SciSpace to do the thinking for you. Treat it like a research assistant, not a replacement for your brain. Second, ask repeatable questions across every paper you read. For example, if you're reviewing 5 studies on artificial intelligence in clinical diagnostics, you can ask each one, what was the main objective of this study, what data was collected and how, what type of AI model was used, what limitation did the authors mention. This strategy lets you build a comparative grid without copying random summaries. Once you extract the answers, you can sort them into a table or bullet points, helping you structure your review faster and with more academic rigor. Third, organize everything into folders by topic. SciSpace allows you to create collections and group papers under specific headings. Use those folders to separate themes or chapters in your paper. And this makes it way easier to come back later and continue working without losing your place. Even if you have dozens of papers open, you'll always know which ones belong to which part of your thesis. Fourth, take advantage of inline highlighting and annotations. When SciSpace answers your questions, it also highlights where that info is found in the paper. Use that to your advantage by marking up sections and leaving yourself notes in the margins. Think of it as a digital sticky notes. These will be lifesavers when you need to revisit that section 2 weeks later while writing. Fifth, integrate SciSpace into your citation workflow. Once you find a paper you want to use, immediately click the citation tool and export it in your preferred format. If your school or journal follows APA, MLA, or Chicago, you can copy it directly. But always double-check the formatting. No AI tool is perfect at handling university-specific quirks. You might want to paste those citations into a Zotero or Mendeley library to stay consistent. Sixth, don't use up your daily questions on vague prompts. If you're on the free tier, you only get a set number of chatbot interactions, so batch your questions ahead of time. Open a Google Doc and list 5 to 10 targeted questions you might want to ask each paper. This saves time and prevents the tool from cutting you off before you're done. If you do a lot of research weekly, consider the paid version. It's worth it if it saves hours of confusion. Seventh, build your own glossary as you go. When you're working with technical terms, a SciSpace can explain them in context. Whenever you get a clean explanation, copy that into a separate document you can reference later. Over time, this becomes your personal dictionary, especially helpful when preparing for oral defenses, class presentations, or peer review. Eighth, be careful not to over-rely on the chatbot's interpretations. Even though it highlights sources, SciSpace doesn't evaluate quality. If the authors of a paper made logical errors, biased assumptions, or used flawed methods, SciSpace won't tell you. So always read the methodology and discussion sections yourself. Use critical thinking before including any result in your analysis. The AI is a tool, not a gatekeeper. It can guide you, but it doesn't replace academic skepticism. Lastly, make it a habit to review your SciSpace session transcripts. This way, you retain what you've learned and you're not starting from scratch next time. Think of SciSpace as part of your academic muscle memory. The more you use it, the more powerful your research process becomes. So is SciSpace the ultimate tool for academic research? If you want something to speed up your reading, help you understand dense material, and stay organized across multiple sources, yes. It's not magic and it won't write your review for you. But it handles the hard part of reading and lets you focus on the thinking. Whether you're doing an undergrad paper or prepping for journal publication, SciSpace can make your workflow smoother, smarter, and far less stressful. This has been How to Literally, where we keep things smart, simple, and scam-free. See you in the next one.